Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. This is your host, Sir Stephen Topham Hatt the Third, at your service. Now, I'm going to be discussing about what you will call from our last previous. Let's recap what we had discussed in the last episode. Is probably dis- probably discovered that the 2D had just destroyed us all, near enough. Then you got the unlikely fandom, plus my return of the Hats. Obviously, that's what the next chapter is all about. Return of the Hats. After 65 years now, boys and girls and ladies and gentlemen, yes, Thomas and Friends is based on real life event. Now, no one did believe it at first, but you have to watch the actions. Now, you can't do that if you've got people down your throat, certain people, which I will not mention, and and they do drive you a little bit nuts at first because they don't think, oh, we don't believe you. Well, seeing believing the seeing. It's in a new episode of today. Episode 2 is seeing believing the seeing. Now, with a snap of a finger, here we go. You know, but it doesn't happen that way. You know, doesn't come out of the hat like a rabbit or anything like that. No, this magic, you have to see it to believe it. You have to see it to believe it, to able to understand what's going on. But there are people out there that are finding it very hard at this moment, trying to work this all out like a piece of paper, writing it all down, probably put names to faces, places and all, and everything else, saying, Tom, there may be some people that might reject this and say, Thomas and Friends isn't real. Well, it is, unfortunately. And that's the fact. We ground ourselves on one simple fact, and that's that. You can't destroy that fact because that's already there before you were born. And a lot of people think this is not a joke to be reckoned with. Magic is pure, but you can't see it. It happens once every 2 generations. Now, why is that? Why does it skip one? To make one. Obviously, that's the cue. Cue, cue, cue. Right? Now, we understand that. So where's the island of Sodor? Well, I'm standing on it, officially, or part of it, of course. But there's nearly about 8 or 10 pieces around the globe. That's why it's safeguarded by me and my family. Now, the Hat family has risen and they returned after 2 generations, from 1958 to 1983. Now, work that out. Why is that? Because it skips one to make one. So now it's the obvious trick in the book to try and learn this out really quick, and trying to make people unaware it's realistic, not a children's fairy tale or children's story. Yes, Thomas's Friends is based on all ages, but realistically, we are not. Technically. We are not joking. We never laugh. We always take our job very seriously. And because Thomas and Friends is global, we have to monitor all your activity. Eyes and ears everywhere. Boof. Connections are made through friends and family and connections, yes. But like let's say my normal family, if you like to call it correctly, have have wrangled around their heads yet to work out why is he so special. Well, magic is pure. You can't destroy it, you can't see it, and you can't hurt it. Magic is everywhere. But do you believe it or not? If you're a non-believer, that's it. You have something right down your tail, and it would not be me that'd be coming down after you. It'd be someone more powerful than me. All right. So, in all eyesight, when people say magic is believing, people are starting to believe it, but it takes time to see it to believe it. Believing to see. Have you heard of that phrase of Tim Allen saying, seeing or in Santa Claus the movie or Santa Claus the movie from Tim Allen, saying, and this little girl says, "Seeing's believing, believing is seeing." Correct. And the thing is, the reason why this topic is so important for you to understand, magic does exist, but if you played your role out correctly, don't slip up, or you're gonna fuck up. Excuse my French. Mess up the timeline. The word to express it, right? And you see, people don't realise it until they see it to believe it. And now you've got the real McCoy right standing right here, telling you exactly what you got to do to try and make yourself believe. It's very hard, yes, it's understandable. And a lot of my people that I associate with must not end up being in the same position as I am, because we're all going to be in the same boat. And we're all going to end up destroying the best franchise in the whole known universe and destroy the world in the process. So we don't want that. So let it play out like it would normally would do, and let it leave it be. Don't write anything, don't type anything, don't, you know, it has to be done delicately. This is why people are finding it hard to believe it. But from my status, right, from since my channel has been up and running, right, because I do keep tabs of my channel quite regularly, right, out of all the audience, right, that I had since a lifetime, let's say lifetime, right, I had nearly 10,000.3k views. Now, if we narrow it down to say last 365, let's go to advanced mode here because it's a lot more efficient if it goes to total up. Um, a lot of people are asking what's the catch to all of this. I said, did you ever realise there's too many Thomas fans out there that don't even realise they're talking to the genuine fact controller, and they're saying, oh, yeah, he's got like so like anyway, getting to a point, it's like saying, yeah, well, how could you? And the problem is, I've been monitoring all. Right, out of the United Kingdom, 1,948 views never subscribed. Now, if I went to subscription status, which just tells me everything, 9,693 not subscribed. Now, I've been monitoring you from a distance. I don't need to intervene. I don't need to jump on you. I don't need to hurt you. But the fact is, magic is pure of heart. 654 subscribers. 9,693 not subscribed. Now, if I go to geography in this layman terms, I've got 1,948 in the United Kingdom that not subscribed, 404 not subscribed. It's basically telling me in places that are subscribing and viewing, and technically anyway. Now, in city-wise, right, this is where the big gun is, right? In one place, it's 367, 258, 172, 38, and 28. But it goes down in lower numbers. And then I'm looking at it, I thought, oh, here we go. We need to get a subscription source, obviously, just to see where it's coming from. And I do a lot of research and I do a lot of hard work, and I must admit, it paid off. But like I said, everybody, it's all about mathematics, etc. If you haven't got time for this, the older generation, which no longer exists, ends up being the part of the puzzle here. The older generation should be teaching the younger generation, and this is where the downfall is. I'm not going to be around all the time because I'll be busy doing my own work. So, seeing's believing. Believing is seeing. Thank you very much, everyone, for this episode 2 of Seeing's Believing, Believing is Seeing. Thank you very much.